Welcome. You have opened the hatch with your listening device. Inside is another dimension, a dimension of weightlessness, a dimension of new sights, new sounds, new experiences, a dimension of total zen. You have entered the Deco Chamber.
Failure is not an option.
Here in the Deco Chamber, we are non denominational about diving. We will talk about everything from floating in the pool to technical diving and everything before, during, and after. Feel free to send us your stories, anecdotes, or anything you would like to hear discussed.
Please note, we are not a scuba diving training facility. Diving is a serious sport that contains risks. It can be a lot of fun, but it can also kill you. Scuba diving places human beings in an environment they are not adapted to. Proper training and equipment are necessities to dive. Our discussions are meant to share diving experiences. None of our discussions should be considered scuba diver training. Our discussions will not qualify anyone to try anything we have discussed. You must be certified to dive and experienced. If you are, have fun. If you are not, get certified before you dive and then dive with a buddy. A lot. Experience everything you learn and do not rush your training. Do not dive outside your comfort zone or limits of your training or try anything we talk about. The opinions presented here are those of the hosts and guests. They are not necessarily those of any sponsor or advertiser.
So let's secure the hatch, begin equalizing, pressurize the chamber, and have some fun.
All right, so here we go. Hi, everybody. How you doing today? Right? There's Carl. Carl,
How you
say
doing?
a few words.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carl.
All right, so here we are starting our next Deco Chamber podcast. Today we're diving in Jupiter, and we're going to be doing a lemon shark dive here at Jupiter Dive Center. And once again, my name is Tim Van.
I'm Carl.
This is the one that you missed from the last time. I'm
Lucky
Sarah.
you.
And I'm Eric.
All right, so we just got the boat loaded up. We're getting ready to head out. I think the boat leaves probably in about 20 minutes. We're hoping to see a lot of great lemon sharks down in the water. And we're going to be talking a little bit later about some underwater communication today, as well as the things that we're going to see, and maybe talk about a few other things that might pop up in the middle of the dive.
Exactly.
You know,
Watch
hopefully
out.
everybody has good buoyancy. I am a little worried though, because when we were loading
Watch out.
our,
Like a shark.
when we were loading our stuff up on the boat, I did see one person bring a spear gun.
Fun.
All right, so when you go lemon shark diving, hey, maybe a spear gun is not the best thing to bring.
Unless your name's at Albuquerque or whatever. It's got bit. All the irony.
What's his name? Not Albuquerque. We'll leave it at Albuquerque. We'll leave it at that.
All right, once again, thanks for joining us today. We're heading out right now. Everybody's just relaxing. We got most of our gear all ready together. So now it's just time to sit back, review all of our gear, plan our dive, and to socialize and have a good time. I'd like to thank everybody that was able to join us out on this dive. I believe we had about 11 people joining our group for the Deco Chamber on this dive at Jupiter Center. And there's Carl right there. Hey, Carl. Hey, Felipe! How's things going, buddy? You know, diving is not just about jumping in the water and getting wet. It's about meeting new people, socializing and having a good time, and talking about subjects that you have a common interest in with other people. And truly, we've got a great mix of people here that get along well, and we're really in for a treat and having a really good time. Okay, the captain has given us our 10-minute warning, so now it is time for us to gear up and get ready to get into the water. The first place that we're going to be jumping in the water at is called Area 51. This was the last place that somebody saw a bunch of lemon sharks, so we're hoping to see them there again today. Alright, one thing I've noticed, myself, Jerry, and Carl are the only ones wearing dry suits, and there were a few people on the boat that were giving us a hard time. Alright, but I want you to listen closely as the other people wearing wetsuits are getting into the water and how high they scream. Okay, everybody's in the water now, and it's time for us to descend and start this wonderful day. I mean, you really can't beat this. Here it is, January. It's almost 80 degrees outside. Water temperature, though, is a little chilly. It's around 68 degrees. But still, we have 1 to 2 foot seas. You cannot beat this at all. It is absolutely beautiful. We have about 70-foot visibility underwater. Now, as soon as we start the dive, I do have one little problem. I have a helmet cam, and that's what you're seeing right now. And all of a sudden, boom, it comes off and just rolls off the back of my body and then hits the ground. And this is one reason why you always dive in buddy teams. Just in case you lose something, you always have a good friend that's willing to pick it up, say hi to the camera, and then say cheese at me. And this is one of the rare times I'm actually in front of the video camera. That's Philippe right there, and back in the distance carrying that camera with the white scuba tank, that is me. Man, I'm one handsome guy. You always want to make sure you keep in contact with your dive buddy, asking them if they're okay, and make sure that they're following you if you're the team leader. You also want to be continually looking at your pressure gauge. You never want to get caught with being in an out-of-air situation. And then you also want to communicate with your dive buddy and let them know exactly how much air you have and want to know how much air that they have left as well. Now, every time you go diving, you should always practice your buoyancy like Eric here. Nice, level, and trim. You always want to dive, 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 and practice, practice, practice until you get it down right. What's that up ahead? I think I see something. Come on, everybody, follow me. Let's get a closer look. Ah, yeah, there it is, off in the distance. Come on, everybody. Now approach very slowly so we don't scare them. This is called a loggerhead turtle. Very beautiful, graceful turtle. Oh, he's also one of the larger species of turtles that we find here in Florida. Awesome. This guy right here is probably about maybe 4.5 feet long. Very nice. Okay, now anybody can see the big animals like this beautiful turtle. How about some of the smaller ones, or the ones that can hide very well? Let me know when you can see the fish. Can you see it yet? Look closely now. I'll get a little closer. Can you see it near the sponge? Excellent. Now this is called a scorpion fish. This is definitely a fish that you do not want to touch. It does have venom in its spines, and if you touch it, it will be injected into your skin. Very beautiful fish. What they do is they just sit there and wait for smaller fish to swim by, and they just gulp them right up. Now they are true masters of camouflage. Now wait a second. What was that? Something just went by me. Oh, it's a lemon shark. Check it out. Oh man, he's getting out of here fast. The other divers must have scared him a little bit. Now during the months of January and February, there are a lot of lemon sharks as well as loggerhead turtles that like to congregate here at Jupiter Beach, Florida. Now the reason why they come here are simple. They're here to mate. Now what's that I see underneath that ledge? Let's get a bit closer. Oh, it's another shark. Oh, come on. I gotta look for the head, see what kind it is. I believe it's a nurse shark though. And swimming around it is a little porkfish. Get a little bit closer. Yep, that's definitely a nurse shark. Just sitting there resting, relaxing, waiting for the day to go by, and then at night it'll come out and start to hunt again. Now this nurse shark looks to be about maybe 4 feet long. Not too big, but a really nice average size as far as nurse sharks go. Oh, what else do we have here? Oh, it looks like a hawksbill sea turtle. Very nice. Let's try to get a closer look. Oh man, it's great watching them swim. It's just like they're flying underwater. And so ends another great dive. I've really had a good time. We saw lots of sharks, lots of fish. Now it's time for us to rehydrate and just sit back and relax as the captain takes us to our next dive spot. Now, one thing I've noticed is after we got out of the water, people weren't giving us a hard time about our dry suits anymore. But anyway, I think we're about to get the 10-minute warning, so it's time for us to get suited up and get ready for our second dive. Okay, everybody's jumping into the water, making sure everybody is clear and away from the boat before the next group jumps in. Good job. Nice form. Okay, everybody's in the water now, and all I can say is wow, what an amazing view that we have. Now, I can never say this enough. Whenever you're taking pictures or diving anytime in general, do not touch living reef. Thank you. Ah, what do we have here? Looks like a green moray eel. Judging by the size of his head, it looks like he's probably about 5, maybe 6 feet long. Very nice size. Now, a lot of people have unfounded fears about eels. They look intimidating because they're continually opening and closing their mouth. But that's just them breathing. That's not a threat or anything like that. And as long as you leave them alone and don't touch them, they'll leave you alone. This giant hermit crab was found right next to the reef system in the sand. He's about 5, maybe 6 inches long. Very nice size. They can grow up to 12 inches max. Here we have a large school of porkfish. Did you know porkfish are in the grunt family? Anytime I'm diving and I come across a piece of trash like this plastic bag, I make sure I put it in my BCD and take it out of the water with me. Plastic bags look like jellyfish to sea turtles, and which is a part of their natural diet. And if a sea turtle eats a plastic bag or any other type of foreign object like that, it can get stuck in their digestive tract. When that happens, the turtle does not die immediately, but it prevents the turtle from eating, and slowly but surely the turtle will starve to death and die. As scuba divers, it is our responsibility to do what we can to preserve our environment and the sea life and other animals that live in that environment, so future generations like us can venture into these waters and witness the splendor that Mother Nature has to show us. With that being said, the Florida State Department has issued a warrant, basically a death warrant, for the lionfish, which is not indigenous to the state of Florida and has been wreaking havoc on our natural ecosystem. So all divers are encouraged to kill lionfish whenever they see them.
This episode is brought to you by the following sponsors. The law offices of Eric J. Durga for all your legal needs at ejdirga.com. Northwind Training for the best in personal enrichment training. northwindtraining.com. Wise Move Home Inspection. For all your South Florida home inspection needs, we've got you covered. wisemovehomeinspection.com. And Tim's Undersea Adventures, where you learn to scuba dive and your adventure begins. timsunderseaadventures.com. Decompression schedule complete. It's time to gear up and splash. See you in the water. Until next time, this has been the Deco Chamber. Cheer up with us on Blogspot, Facebook, and Twitter.